Hello, I am therapist and holistic nutritionist Jaz Robbins, and I'm so excited to be spending the next several weeks with you. If this is your first time joining us here, I want to say welcome, and I want to encourage you to go back and watch the other segments that you haven't seen because they're packed with information that I don't want you to miss out on. As you know, we're here having a dialogue about mental health issues that concern kids, that concern adolescents, that concern teens, and they just don't get talked about enough. So I am thrilled to have the opportunity to engage you and start this dialogue. I'm not your therapist, but I am here to offer you some information, some insight, and some love. As you know, singer-songwriter Graye Gaustad has released new music. The album is titled Black Box, and the song released this week is 93 Days. My favorite line in the song is, "And I'm doing better than I was before." Let me say that one more time. And I'm doing better than I was before. I love that line. And I think the reason why I love it is, for me, it just screams that healing is a process. This song, it tackles the topic of therapy. And what I know about healing in general is that it doesn't happen overnight. The downward spiral, the chaos, the out of control situation that may be your life right now, that didn't happen overnight. Pulling yourself out of that, rebuilding yourself, regaining your confidence, getting back in touch with the person that you were, that won't happen overnight either. This song tells me that there is no magic pill, there is no magic intervention, there is no insta-cure. This week, I want to talk to you about therapy and healing. Now, you know that I'm a therapist. I've worked with clients who were as young as 13, as old as 80s or plus, right? For all of my clients, and what I know and recognize is that from a client's perspective, therapy can be scary. It can be this incredibly unknown situation that you may be afraid to step into. You may wonder, will my therapist really get me? Will they understand me? I'm really looking for a male therapist. What if I get a female? I really need to talk to a female. What if I get a male? What if they're a different race or ethnicity than me? What if they don't get my spiritual beliefs, my gender identity, my sexual identity? What if they judge me? For those who have been to therapy before, you may be having a different thought. I've told my story to so many people and none of them got it. Why do I want to even bother trying this again? Here's what I know. All of those thoughts, all of those feelings, incredibly valid. Therapy is asking you to show up in a space, to be your authentic self, and to share intimate parts of yourself with a complete stranger. As the client, you've got your fingers and toes crossed that you'll mesh with this person that you've never met, because you don't want to have to go through this whole process all over again. You're praying that it's a match made in heaven from the start. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not, unfortunately. From my perspective, from the therapist's perspective, I speak for all of us when I say, we just want you to come in. We want you to show up as you are. We want you to bring whatever the baggage, whatever the luggage, whatever the crisis, whatever the tangled mess that you feel that you're in, bring it and let's sort it out together. Let's go through this together. If you're upset and you need to sit in silence for a bit, we're willing to do that. If we need to play some games before you get warmed up and feel like you can open up, we're willing to do that too. We want to move at your pace. We want to follow your lead. This path to healing, it's your journey. As a therapist, I feel honored, I feel lucky that you would even have me on your journey with you. I just want you to come in. And understand this, I completely recognize that therapy is but one avenue to healing. There's so many. It could be meditation, it could be prayer, it could be journaling, it could be artistic expression of some kind, it could be a particular religious tradition. If you feel that therapy is out of reach for you, maybe you live in an area where you don't have access to it, or maybe you are in a family who doesn't believe in it, please talk to someone, whether that person is a teacher that you trust, a school counselor that you trust, a guidance counselor that you trust, a spiritual person that you trust. Please reach out and talk to someone. And if you look around and you can't even identify one of those people, look within yourself and tap into those other means of healing that I spoke about. Writing can be so powerful and so therapeutic. It's a time and a place for you when you've got your notebook or your journal to pour it all out. Even if no one else reads it but you, it's there and it's intimate and you hold on to it yourself. Music can be powerful. Exercise can be powerful. Said it again, meditation and prayer can be powerful. Use what you have. Use any of the tools in our toolbox so far. But really, really, really dig inside and use what you have. Your friends and your peers are well-meaning and they're loving. And yes, thankfully, they're ready to listen. But when it comes to this kind of healing, I really want you to seek out an adult that can help you navigate these ways. The thing is, they'll be able to see down the path a little bit farther than your peers will. They'll be able to offer a little bit more guidance and a little bit more insight than maybe your peers will. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with talking to your peers, but with this kind of healing, I want you to reach out to someone who's a little bit older and wiser, someone that you trust, someone that you feel comfortable talking to. And fingers crossed, someone that you can build a bit of a lasting relationship with, and that who is excited to walk this journey, this healing journey with you. Here's the only thing I'm asking, whatever the avenue, whatever feels most congruent for you, what's in line with what you need, do that thing. Take that first step. If it's therapy and you have no idea where to turn, reach out to Teen Line. It's a hotline that is for teens, by teens. It's the very hotline that I worked at when I was in high school. The folks answering the phones, they are incredibly trained to help you through this immediate crisis, but to connect you with a therapist in your area that can give you the long-term support that you need, the long-term support that you deserve. If you're afraid, I get it. I absolutely get it. That's completely natural. But I don't want you to suffer in silence. I don't want you to feel that you've got to go it alone. We would love to connect with you. I want you to get the help that you need. I don't want you to sit with this awful, yucky feeling that you've got, not knowing what to do with it, not knowing how to untangle it, not knowing what your first step might be. Your first step, reach out. And again, if you just do it for me because I asked you to, that's okay with me for this time, for this moment. Just reach out. Now, let's take a look at our tip for our toolbox this week. I hope you've got your index card. This week, I want to talk to you about whole grains and beans. Not popular foods by any stretch of the imagination, I get it, but these two foods, or these two categories, they actually have a calming effect. Without getting too sciencey, they've got things that can really help your brain calm down, and they're incredibly impactful when you feel activated and agitated. What are whole grains? It could be whole wheat bread, it could be whole wheat pasta, it could be oats. What are beans? It could be soybeans, if that's your thing. It could be garbanzo beans, which means that you could get it from hummus, or you could get it from any kind of beans, pinto beans, navy beans, whatever. A good lentil soup, right? Amazing, 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 amazing. Whole grains and beans, they have an enormous calming effect. Please put those in your toolbox. Please get some as soon as you're able. I am therapist and holistic nutritionist Jaz Robbins, and I want you to know that you matter, you are worthy, and you deserve to experience the full awesomeness that your life has to offer. I hope you join me here next week so that we can continue this conversation. And until next time, bye-bye.